Back to the Map Your Neighborhood program. If citizens of Helena want to get involved, who do they see?
They call me. I provide the training, and it's up to it's a people-to-people program. And what we do is we provide the training and how you put this on. We have a facilitator's guide, and it's up to the person, though, that's interested, that I train, to invite their neighbors and see who's interested, and then get them at somebody's house. And it doesn't have to be a big facility. If you run out of room, we say throw some pillows on the floor and have folks just sit down and have a cup of coffee. It only takes 90 minutes. And we're not going to meet it to death. The prescription is you have one 90-minute meeting, you kick it off, and the next meeting is going to be a year from the time you have your first meeting. Okay. So it's easy to do, and it's a lot of fun, and it helps neighbor help neighbor during times of emergency or disaster. It's a good program. Okay.
If I'm new to the area, I moved into a neighborhood, and I don't necessarily want to run the program, but I want to know who's running it, where do I go?
Well, call me, 447-8285.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Bob, do you have any closing questions, comments, or anything else you'd like to put out?
Well, thank you, Randy. What's, again, interesting about this common topic, the topic is wildfire, but as you went around the horn here, everyone has their own unique approach to it, whether it's city, red and dead preparation. Pat was very clear about their defensible space, not necessarily tied to it, and then Paul's Map Your Neighborhood and response. Each a different perspective, but it all comes back to a common denominator as this wildfire. And those of us who have been in the business a long time, wildfires are not bad if they're on your own terms, prescribed burning, low impact stuff. And our goal here is to protect property owners and landowners to empower themselves to respond appropriately, both in fuel mitigations and in response during the times of evacuation. And I'm really excited about this meeting. It's on May 27th at the large conference room at the Lewis and Clark Library. These experts are going to be here along with some others to really, again, go into this with a little more depth, to really tell the public that wildfire is serious and they can do something. We're coming with the problem, but as these gentlemen are saying, there are solutions. And so I'm really excited about the topic. And not that we have too much time here, but another thing that really could energize this crowd is the very real threat of wildfire as exhibited by last summer's McDonald Pass fire. We're going to have a fire behavior analyst there at this meeting, Sonny Steiger. And we have a lot of maps that show a very real possibility of a fire happening in the South Hills area under real certain conditions. You don't have to live next to the woods. In fact, you can be many blocks into the woods, into the city, in the urban area, and still be affected. So I'd like to have other people's comments on just that very real possibility.
Bob, that's our theme this year, is that you don't have to live in a forest to be in a wildland fire. And we're pushing that all throughout the city and other areas in the valley and these three counties. You mentioned the one fire, the Mac Pass fire, and that's probably the one where it got everybody's attention. But we actually had 4 fires last year, late in the season, because we had a relatively quiet fire season last year. The Indian Trails fire was first. The Noble fire was the next one out here in the north part of the valley. The Mac Pass fire. And while the Mac Pass fire was going on, we had a power line get blown down just north of Unionville. Late in the evening, we were able to get a crew who was here for the Mac Pass fire up out of the camp at the fairgrounds. Got them up there and got a line around that real fast. That fire had a lot of potential had we not caught that and got the suppression crews up there. Middle of the night, that fire had a lot of, probably a closer risk to coming to the city had we not caught it than the Mac Pass fire did. So it's always there.
Great, thank you. Any other comments or anything? We got a little bit less than a minute here. Anything else you'd like to put out or anything like that?
Well, I would like to see a good turnout, and I think folks that take the time to come for a couple hours on May 27th will get a lot of information, and maybe we can get some Map Your Neighborhood program started in the city.
Great, great. That's a great idea. For more information, I'm sure that we have the website posted up there on your screens. If you'd like to find out more information, you're more than welcome to contact any of the gentlemen here or look at the website. Don't forget about the meeting coming up, and this concludes our episode for today. Thank you.